Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and hello. Welcome to Biosciences with Shatri and Swati. And Shatri and Swati is here to deliver the lecture from my biochemistry series. And this lecture will be about as you can see here, the title that is about the LDL and HDL. And in this lecture, I will tell you the differences and give you the complete information about the cholesterol and how the cholesterol is transported in your body and what is the basic concept of the LDL and HDL basically. So in this lecture, I will give you the introduction about the cholesterol, then about the biosynthesis of the cholesterol, how the cholesterol is synthesized in our body, and how we take it in our daily diet. So the difference between the LDL and HDL and effect of the cholesterol on our body and the healthy lifestyle. So before starting my lecture, I have a humble request to all of you. Do subscribe my channel, like my videos, share my videos. If you are sharing my videos, you are sharing my lecture, you are sharing the knowledge. So keep watching, keep sharing knowledge with others. Now I am going to start from the cholesterol. What is cholesterol basically? As I have discussed in detail about the steroids and terpenoids, so cholesterol belong to the steroids, and as I have discussed in detail about the function of the cholesterol in the cell membrane. This is the most important component of the cell membrane, which provide the stability to the cell membrane and also the fluidity to the cell membrane and other functions. So cholesterol performing many function, but if the amount of the cholesterol in our body increases, then what will happen, I will discuss today. So cholesterol is basically a 27 carbon compound with a unique structure with a hydrocarbon tail, a central steroidal nucleus which is made up of the 4 hydrocarbon rings. As you can see here, this is the cholesterol molecular chemical structure, and you can see here the 4 rings, 1 2 3 4, these 4 rings which are the sterol rings, and this is the hydrocarbon tail. Is it clear? And this is the hydroxyl group, you can see. So this is the overall structure of the cholesterol, and the hydrocarbon tail and the central rings are non-polar and therefore does not mix with the water. So the student asks how the cholesterol transported in the bloodstream. So how do cholesterol transport in our body? The cholesterol is packed together with apoproteins, means the proteins. Cholesterol bind with the proteins in order to carry it through the blood circulation as a lipoproteins. So you are familiar with the conjugated molecule. So this is the conjugated molecule which is produced. Lipoprotein is the conjugated molecule which is produced by the joining of the cholesterol with the proteins. So in this way, the cholesterol move in our transport in our bloodstream. As we know that the proteins are soluble and you can say that hydrophilic, or you can say that polar in nature. So the cholesterol which is non-polar, it combines with that, it react with the proteins and form the bond and then transported in the form of the lipoprotein. Okay. Now biosynthesis of the cholesterol. As you can see here, the cholesterol in the figure synthesized in the liver and in the form of the triglyceride cholesterol, which converted into the very low density lipoprotein VLDL, for very low density lipoprotein, which I am going to discuss how the cholesterol is synthesized. Human can synthesize cholesterol de novo and can also obtain it from the diet. De novo means inside our body. De novo synthesis occur in the liver and in the intestine. Must keep it in your mind. If you have to solve a MCQ related to the liver cholesterol synthesis, so de novo synthesis occur in the liver and intestine. Each organ accounting for 10% of the total cholesterol in our body. How much? 10% of total cholesterol synthesized in the intestine and the liver. While all cells can synthesize cholesterol to a small extent, the liver is the major site of cholesterol synthesis. The cholesterol synthesis occurs in the hepatic cytoplasm and require enzymes that are present in the cytoplasm and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. As we are familiar, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum help in the lipid formation. So it occurs in the cytoplasm and where the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Biosynthesis of cholesterol generally takes place in the endoplasmic reticulum of the hepatic cells and begin with acetyl coenzyme A. So which precursors is necessary for the formation of the cholesterol in the liver? Acetyl coenzyme A, and you are familiar with the acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A produced during the oxidation process in the mitochondria, means during respiration. So, however, acetyl coenzyme A can also be derived from the cytoplasmic oxidation of the ethanol. First source of the acetyl coenzyme A, we are familiar with that, the mitochondria oxidation reaction processes. And like before the Krebs cycle, in the Krebs cycle, acetyl coenzyme A produce and enter into that. So acetyl coenzyme A produced in the mitochondria, and the other source in the cytoplasm is the ethanol by acetyl coenzyme A synthase. Is it clear? How it is produced in the cytoplasm? By the oxidation of ethanol by the acetyl coenzyme A synthase. Acetyl Co A and acetoacetyl Co A are converted into, now acetyl coenzyme is converted into acetoacetyl coenzyme. I will show you in the figure. And then acetoacetyl coenzyme A is converted into 3-hydroxy 3-methyl glutarate coenzyme CoA coenzyme A, and it is represented as HMG-CoA. Now I will use the HMG. So HMG-CoA is produced by the enzyme which is known as HMG-CoA synthase. Is it clear? So there are two ways for the production of the acetyl coenzyme A, one in the mitochondria and other in the cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, how it is produced? By the oxidation of the ethanol by the acetyl coenzyme A synthase. Okay. Now this is the overall process of the cholesterol biosynthesis. You can see here, this is the acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A. This is converted into the acetoacetyl coenzyme A. Then it is converted into HMG-CoA by the HMG-CoA synthase. Then HMG-CoA synthase by another enzyme HMG-CoA reductase is converted into the mevalonate. If you are the student of biochemistry, you can easily understand this. Okay. Now mevalonate is converted into the isopentenyl pyrophosphate, and then this isopentenyl pyrophosphate is converted into, you can see here, guaranyl pyrophosphate. Then this guaranyl pyrophosphate is converted into first farnesyl pyrophosphate. And then farnesyl pyrophosphate is converted into squalene, and squalene is converted to lanosterol, and lanosterol, which is the most important building block of the cholesterol, unit of the cholesterol, is converted into cholesterol. So here I have mentioned the conversion of the lanosterol to cholesterol require almost 19 additional reactions. So I'm not discussing all these here because you will be confused. You just have a little bit information about cholesterol biosynthesis in the body and how it is synthesized de novo. Is it clear? So this is the brief description of the cholesterol biosynthesis in your body. Okay. Now cholesterol metabolism. When the cholesterol is synthesized in the liver, then what will happen? This cholesterol which is synthesized in the liver, about the 60% absorbed in the GIT, means gastrointestinal tract, And you can see here the some cholesterol which is 60% absorbed here, and some of the cholesterol is used as a precursor for the synthesis of the steroids, hormones, and bile acid, etc. And on the other hand, you can see here, this cholesterol is converted into HDL, LDL, and VLDL. Now I will discuss what is HDL, what is LDL, and what is VLDL. Is it clear to you? So this is all about the biosynthesis as well as the cholesterol metabolism. Now, cholesterol when increases in our body, what will happen, which is present in the form of the LDL, which I am going to discuss later on, which is the bad cholesterol considered, and it undergoes the oxidation processes and then taken up by the immune cells. If it is not undergo the proper oxidation, cholesterol is not undergo the proper oxidation, what will happen? It will stick to the wall of the artery and produces the plaque, fatty layers in the, you can see here in the artery. Then what will happen? It block the artery and lead to the stroke and heart attack. Is it clear? Okay. So the effect of high cholesterol on the body. What is the effect of the cholesterol on your body? That is very important. As you can see the biosynthesis, then you can see the metabolism, and now I'm discussing a little bit about the effect of the cholesterol in our body. If the cholesterol amount increases in our body, what will happen? It will block the arteries and leads to the heart attack and brain stroke. It also causes the jaw pain. It is responsible for the blockage of the brain in arteries in the brain, and gallstone formation, as well as it affects the liver and heart, then chest pain, and many joint diseases, and also the numbness. And you can see here there is another way, bloody stools. So these are all the effects of the harmful effect of the cholesterol on our body, which are very common. Okay. Now what is LDL and HDL? Now you people are familiar with the biosynthesis and metabolism of the cholesterol and effect of the cholesterol in our body. So cholesterol move in our body in the form of the lipoproteins. So what are the two types of the lipoprotein? Lipoproteins are produced by the chemical reaction of you can say the joining of the lipid cholesterol with the proteins. So two types of lipoproteins. One is LDL, low density lipoprotein, and the other is the HDL, which is the high density lipoprotein. And there is very low density VDL, very low density lipoproteins, and intermediate density lipoproteins also exist. But I'm here discussing, my focus is on LDL and HDL. So LDL for the low density and the HDL for the high density lipoprotein, and how the lipoproteins are produced and how the cholesterol are transported in our bloodstream by combining with the proteins. So produces the lipoprotein. Okay. Now, first of all, the low density lipoprotein. The low density lipoprotein is one of the 5 major groups of the lipoprotein which transfer all the fat molecule around the body in the extracellular water. The overall density naming conventions: very low density lipoprotein, intermediate density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, and the most important HDL, high density, which I am going to discuss. LDL deliver fat molecule to cells. LDL is involved in atherosclerosis, a process in which it is oxidized within the walls of the arteries. And atherosclerosis, you are familiar with atherosclerosis. This is the heart disease, heart disorder. Okay. Now, LDL level in your body. Less than 100 md per dl is the optimum value. and 100 to 129 md per dl is the fairly good, and if it increases to 130 to 159, this is on the borderline. If you have this, you are on the borderline. And if it increases up to 160 to 189, then it is very high. And when it increases to 190 to plus md plus over dl is very high, considered very high and very risky. Okay. Now, physiology. LDL particles are formed when triglycerides are in how the LDL produced in our body. When the triglycerides, and you are familiar with the triglyceride, this is the most important type of the lipid. When the triglycerides are removed from the very low density lipoprotein by the lipoprotein lipase enzyme, must keep it in your mind. When what will happen? Very low density lipoprotein, when triglyceride removed from the very low density lipoprotein by the lipoprotein lipase enzyme, and they become the smaller and denser particles, and these particles are known as LDL. Is it clear to you how the LDL is produced? Okay. Now HDL. HDL cholesterol is considered to be the, like LDL considered to be the bad and HDL considered to be the good cholesterol. Higher level are better. Okay. HDL cholesterol is often referred as good cholesterol. HDL pick up excess cholesterol in your blood and take it back to your liver, where it's broken down and removed from the body. To some extent, people who have naturally higher level of the HDL cholesterol are at lower risk of the heart attack and stroke. So this is very important to know the difference between the LDL and HDL, and which lipoprotein is good for our health and which is bad for our health. And now how it will work in our body, I will show you. LDL bring the cholesterol, or you can say that cholesterol from the liver, and then what will happen to the bring it to the arteries or blood vessels. And on the other hand, HDL carries this LDL from the blood vessels to the liver back, where the oxidation of that occur in the liver and then removed from the body. Is it clear? So the function of the LDL and HDL is clear now. LDL carry the cholesterol from the liver to the body, and HDL carry away from the body to the liver for removal, as you can see here. From the peripheral tissues, cholesterol carry to the liver, and from the liver it excrete out. Is it clear now? Okay. Now, what are the optimal level of HDL cholesterol? You are at risk if you have less than 40 milligram in men, and in women 50 milligram, less than 50 milligram. So desirable range is 60 mg per dl for both male and female. Is it clear? Okay. So the healthy cholesterol level, if you have a healthy cholesterol, means that you have a high level of HDL, and HDL, your liver, your intestines, your kidneys, your blood vessels become healthy and happy. Okay. Now the lipid blood test revealed total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, VLDL, non-HDL, ratio between the cholesterol and HDL, like that. Total cholesterol less than 20 mg per dl. Similarly, LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, less than 100 mg for the good health. And HDL higher than 40 milligram or higher than 40. And triglyceride less than 150 mg. Is it clear? Okay. Now, healthy lifestyle. I'm going to discuss the healthy lifestyle, how we can get a better life and how can we control our cholesterol level. So here you can see here The lifestyle changing known to increase HDL, such as moving more, quit smoking, improving your diet, and I'm going to discuss eat heart healthy foods like eliminate trans fats, eat food rich in omega 3 fatty acids, increase soluble fibers, add whey proteins, etc. And avoid all these foods which have high quantity of cholesterol and carbohydrates. You can see here. Okay, now exercise is must for the healthy life and to control the level of cholesterol in your body. Quit smoking, this is very important to be healthy and controlling the heart diseases and many other problems. And losing weight is very important. Take walk during break and work. Try to increase standing activities and many more other exercises to lose weight. I hope so. The lecture will be clear upon you people. Thank you very much. I will be back with a new lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.